Voted best weather coverage by the Georgia Association of Broadcasters. From the station that's on your side, News 12, first at 5, continues.
Well, buying cannabis oil in Georgia could be another step closer to being legal.
And it was like we were drug dealers to try to get help for our children.
Caregivers and patients are holding their breath ahead of an upcoming hearing. But first, the city of Aiken honors the life and legacy of former Mayor Fred Kavanaugh with a wreath-laying ceremony. Fred Kavanaugh served the city of Aiken from 1985 to 2015, first as a member of city council, then as mayor. News 12's Craig Allison joins us live from downtown Aiken. Craig.
Mayor, father, and honorary Eagle Scout Frederick Bates Kavanaugh Jr. was honored with this wreath today, which stands guard at his statue here in Teague Park in downtown Aiken. From state senators to friends and family, stories were shared about his generosity and ability to really listen to anyone that wanted to speak to him, sometimes till 1 in the morning with the city council. Mayor Kavanaugh moved here from Richmond, Virginia when he was 15 back in 1953. Since then, he worked on the Savannah River site, the Aiken Municipal Association, Aiken Rotary Club, Salvation Army Advisory Board, and more. I caught up with Mariah Kirby Smith, who helped design this statue that stands here commemorating him. It's over here.
Well, it kind of designed itself because he was an outgoing gentleman, hence the hand held out to help people or guide them. And in the back it has a relief of children, how important education was, and it has the tag words of all these virtues that he promoted and had made into banners around the city.
And all new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we're going to hear from friends and family of Mayor Kavanaugh on what he meant to them and to the city of Aiken.
All right, thanks for that, Craig. Well, as we go through the rest of this afternoon, more about those clouds and storms coming up for Tuesday night in about 10 minutes.
Thanks, Anthony. The Georgia Bulldogs are heading back to the national championship after beating out Ohio State over the weekend. Sports Director Dan Booth is here with all things dogs this week. Dan.
Thank you, Will, and good evening, everyone. How about them dogs? If I was at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on Saturday for that crazy game, and it's not an exaggeration to say that the battle between the Georgia Bulldogs and the Ohio State Buckeyes was one for the ages. Start and having no answers for the Buckeyes' passing attack, the Bulldogs battled, scratched, and clawed their way back into the game with all the odds stacked against them. Then, when the clock hit midnight on this new year, Ohio State missed a potential game-winning field goal, sending Mercedes-Benz Stadium and all the Georgia Bulldogs fans around the world into a frenzy.
When you truly believe something, it's one thing, but when that thing actually comes into fruition, when it seemed like everything was stacked against you, it was more of a really amazing feeling. Kept faith through everything, and just kept pushing forward. But in that moment, it was just a sense of realization that things really went our way.
The only team left for the Bulldogs to hunt in order for them to become back-to-back champions is this year's Cinderella story, the TCU Horned Frogs. These two teams will meet in the national championship 1 week from today in California at SoFi Stadium.
All right, thanks, Dan. Looking forward to it. We're following a developing story out of Edgefield County. Deputies say they responded to a shooting on Johnson Street in Johnston. Police say 2 suspects were involved in shooting one victim multiple times. Well, Georgia regulators are considering changing the rules when it comes to buying cannabis oil in the Peach State. Right now, it is legal to own. Patients and caregivers use it to treat a variety of medical conditions. Abby Kasouris talks to one father who has advocated for change to help his daughter.
You gonna sleep the new year in?
Jim Wage's daughter, Sydney, has a form of epilepsy called Wrdw syndrome.
Of course, we've been through thousands of seizures with Sid, and we've rolled her aside, make sure she doesn't aspirate, and you comfort her. That's all we can do.
A seizure can last a few minutes or an hour.
You know, a dad is supposed to be able to fix anything that goes awry. If there's a flat on the vehicle, if there's a window broken, but this was hard to fix.
That's until they tried a THC nasal spray.
How it got here, we didn't ask, but it got here. We didn't need to know. need to know we had it.
The wages lobbied at the state capitol, fighting for the Georgia's Hope Act, which allows patients to access medical cannabis oil with no more than 5% THC. It's legal to have it, but not to sell it in Georgia.
And it was like we were drug dealers to try to get help for our children.
The Georgia Access to Medical Cannabis Commission is planning to vote on rules and regulations for distribution, testing, and marketing next month. They've approved licenses for 2 medical marijuana companies. One is Trulieve.
Folks have been waiting too long at this point, and that we're going to do everything that we can to get them products safely and quickly.
Trulieve CEO Kim Rivers says they're already picking out locations throughout the state, starting in Macon, then Marietta, and branching out to other cities.
And over 30,000 patients and caregivers have received THC cards. The oil is approved to treat several diseases and conditions, including cancer, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. One person is in custody after a mass shooting in Alabama killed 1 and injured 9 others on New Year's Eve. Police say they arrested 24-year-old Jatarius Reeves. The shooting took place as thousands of people attended the city's New Year's Eve event. One witness describes how she and others ran for cover when the shooting started.
My boyfriend and my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, and another girl and her boyfriend, they just followed in right behind us into this hiding spot, and they could peek out and see somebody laying on the ground, and so we were like, oh God, what do we do?
A 24-year-old man was shot and killed. All officials say that injuries from the shooting range from non-life-threatening to severe. Victims' ages range from 17 to 57 years old. Well, coming up, it turns out the Aiken County Animal Shelter is offering a new way to meet the perfect dog for you. Our Will Volk explains coming up after the break, Anthony.
All right, and as we go through this evening, we're still talking about some clearer skies, but our next weather maker is just off to our west. This is going to be pushing through the CFs, all right, as we go through Tuesday night and through the day on Wednesday. We'll time out the showers and storms coming up right after the break.
Time.
Well, volunteers with the Friends of the Animal Shelter in Aiken County are encouraging people to take shelter dogs on a date to see if they'll be a good fit for you. News 12's Will Volk talks to a volunteer who says that she goes on doggy dates all the time.
The Aiken County Animal Shelter is full of eligible singles.
We get oftentimes so disappointed by dates with people. You're never going to get disappointed by dating a dog.
Kathy Cagle volunteers at the shelter. She believes dogs can be better dates than people.
He's never going to be upset if he doesn't like the restaurant you choose. He's happy with just a walk in the woods or a walk at the park. Free, cheap date.
Cagle says she takes shelter dogs on dates all the time.
I usually just pick one up in the morning when I need to go for a coffee, and I load a dog up in my car. We go get a coffee together and come back, and it's just so fun to see how they relax in the car.
Getting a little close for the first date. Cagle set me up on a date with Aiden. We had a romantic getaway to the free park down the street.
When dogs get breaks from kennel life, they come back calm and relaxed. And so it's just fun to see the difference in them. You get to see who the dog really is and what the best home is for the dog.
Whether you decide to take them home or just for a date, Cagle says it's good for the dogs to get out. This shelter is full of singles and they want to set you up. Driving a dog in my work car, Will Volk, on your side.
If you're interested, you can call the Aiken County Animal Shelter and tell them what kind of date that you have in mind. They'll match you with a dog and bring them out to your car there. Anthony, just a great way to get a lot of those dogs out of the cage. May get a little handsy on the first date. I'm not really sure.
I think Will got a little bit of a kiss on the cheek there or something. Really great. Yeah, right on the first date too. Oh yeah, great afternoon if you're going to be taking these two right around 60.
Thanks, Anthony. Still ahead. Why not try a different kind of resolution this year? Today we'll show you how to declutter your device's storage coming up on What the Tech.
It's a new year, which means new faces are walking into the gym for a fresh new start. Find out how this affects one local gym's business, all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
All of these new laws went into effect yesterday with the start of the new year. And for a lot of us, the New Year's resolutions usually target your health, finances, or family, but they can also be set to improve the health of your tech devices. Consumer tech reporter Jamie Tucker shows us easy ways to improve the life of your smartphone.
A lot of people see the new year as a time for a fresh start, not just for our bodies, but for our devices. Here are 5 things you can do right now to make your phone seem brand new in the new year. First, open storage on an iPhone or Android device and review the large attachments taking up space. These are videos and photos and text messages that you've received in 2022 and farther back. This iPhone has over 1.5 gigs of attachments I can probably delete. Android even recommends what you should delete to free up space. Number 2, look through the old text messages and delete any that aren't important. Number 3, review which apps use a lot of storage. Social media apps can take up a lot of space. Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram are using space for no reason. The easiest way to free it up is to delete the apps. I deleted TikTok and the 613 megabytes of data it doesn't need. Once you delete the app, reinstall it and sign back in. You won't lose anything and it'll run faster. Number 4, delete apps you don't use, particularly the free ones that constantly track your activity and drain the battery. And number 5, clear the cache. In Chrome, you'll find clear browsing data under privacy and security. In Safari on an iPhone, go to Settings, Safari, and look for clean history and website data. You will have to sign back into accounts you're logged into, but you should actually do this every couple of months, but most people never do it. So what is cache? Well, think of it as your smartphone's junk drawer. Over time, things just kind of wind up there that you don't need. And if your phone is acting a little sluggish, clearing out that cache is going to speed things up. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
And if you want to take a closer look at those steps, we'll have it all broken down on our website. Just head to wrdw.com and search What the Tech. Well, the Equine Rescue of Aiken is doing more than just helping horses that have been abused and neglected. They're using them to help people. The Trust and Release program uses horses to help people cope with the stress of everyday life. Its main purpose, though, is to help active duty military members, our veterans, and first responders. If you're a mother, father, any of your kids can come out. They can come out to the rescue and spend the time walking the horses, grooming them, and doing so much more. The executive director of the rescue says that he's seen some amazing recovery stories happen through the program.
Never, ever thought that a horse would be that powerful. The place was started to help horses. It quickly became apparent to me that we would help more people than we ever would help horses.
And coming up all new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we're talking with a veteran about how the Trust and Release program has helped him during a very difficult time. Well, the Poison Peach Film Festival is back for its 14th year this weekend. The 2-day event showcases both short and full-length films at the Imperial Theater. Tickets are on sale and cost $13. You can buy them at the theater box office on the Imperial Theater's website as well. Films will run at 7 on Saturday and at 4 on Sunday. Anthony.
All right, well, as we go through the rest of this evening, we're going to be staying nice and clear, and temperatures going to be falling into the lower 50s. All that is the perfect ingredients for another round of patchy, dense fog. Likely going to be seeing that as you wake up tomorrow morning. Then as we go through tomorrow night, it's all going to be about this chance for rain, storms, maybe even some stronger to severe storms for Wednesday. We're checking that forecast coming up next.
The Wilson family.